Let's take a few moments to familiarize ourselves with the Photoshop interface. Inside Photoshop, I've opened this dramatic image of a kayaker going over Lundbrick Falls. Across the top, we have all of our different menu items, and they're grouped together by topics such as Layer, Type, and Select. On the left-hand side, we have all of our different tools, and when we click on any of these different tools, we see that the options for these tools appear in the options bar near the top. With the photo open, we can see the status info at the bottom of the window. If I click on this status bar, if I click here, you can see width, height, channels, and resolution information. If I click on this chevron to the right, we can choose different items to preview. On the right-hand side, we have a number of different panels with all of their different adjustments. All of these items I will discuss in detail in future lessons. For now, I just want to make sure that we're familiar with the interface, as well as make a few small changes that can really help us get the most out of the Photoshop environment. We can change the color theme for the interface by going under the Photoshop menu, choosing Preferences, and then choosing Interface. If you're on Windows, go to the Edit menu, then Preferences, then Interface. There are 4 different color themes to choose from. There is one that's darker than the default, and then 2 lighter than the default. And this will show the color that surrounds our image. We can also set the border around our image. Right now it's set to drop shadow. We can turn it to a line. You can see there's a line around our image, or none. I'm going to just leave it on drop shadow for now. We can also change the highlight color to the blue instead of the default gray to make it easier to see which layer we have selected. And I'm going to switch my colors and highlights back to the defaults. Down here in the text section, we can change the size of our font to something a little larger, like medium or large, but these changes won't take effect until the next time we start Photoshop. And changing the size of your font can be useful if you're using a touch device because it enlarges the text and the tabs, making them easier to tap. Well, let's go ahead and close out of Preferences by clicking OK. And if you wanted to change the color surrounding the image but you didn't want to go back into the Preferences, you can always right-click and then select the color that you want in the background. Or you could even choose a custom color. For now, I'm going to switch this back to the default. Now, your tools and your panels are easy to modify, but for this course, we should start by making sure we're all working with the same setup. I'll talk about panels in depth in other lessons, but for now, let's reset the workspace by using the Workspace picker and choosing Essentials. If your panel still looks different, then select the Workspace picker again and click on Reset Essentials. We can also make sure that all of our tools are set the same by right-clicking on the icon for the tool that we have selected. And then you can click Reset Tool. You can also reset all tools. I'll go ahead and reset all tools to the default setting. This is a great thing to do. Say one of your tools isn't working like you think it should. Of course, you can choose whatever interface options you want, but I find that by selecting a darker interface, I experience much less eye strain when working long hours.